If you look at the 2020 All-Star game just 2.5 years ago, 9 out of the 25 All-Stars are currently on different teams. These days, NBA teams are in an endless cycle of trying to contend and then rebuilding. There is little to no roster continuity in the league. Over the past few years, we've seen many rebuilds. Some are successful, while others are complete failures. But one team has had the perfect rebuild, the New Orleans Pelicans. They have done an excellent job of setting themselves up for the future, and they are poised to be a perennial championship contender for years to come. The Pelicans rebuild can be traced back to January 28th, 2019, when franchise superstar Anthony Davis requested a trade. At this point, Davis was a 6-time All-Star, a perennial Defensive Player of the Year candidate, and only 25 years old. New Orleans had a generational, future Hall of Fame player, and he wanted out. Fortunately for the Pelicans, AD only really wanted to go to the Lakers. He had just 1 year left on his contract and would only sign an extension in LA. And his fellow Clutch Sports client, LeBron James, insisted that the Lakers do anything it takes to bring AD in. So the Lakers traded for AD at a massive price. On June 15th, 2019, the Lakers traded Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart, 3 first-round picks, including the number 4 overall pick, and a first-round pick swap to the Pelicans for Anthony Davis. The Pelicans then traded the 4th pick to Atlanta for the number 8, 17, and 35 overall picks, along with the 2021 and the 2022 second-round pick. The Pelicans were also blessed in the draft lottery that year. Despite having a respectable 33-49 record, only the 7th best odds, and a 6% chance of landing the number 1 overall pick, they got it. They got the number 1 overall pick. This was not an ordinary draft. It had Duke's Zion Williamson, a generational player who many say was the best prospect since LeBron James. The Pelicans of course drafted Zion, and they also drafted Jackson Hayes and Nickeil Alexander-Walker with their picks from Atlanta. The Pelicans were 30-42 in their first year with this new core, which is phenomenal for the first year of a rebuild. In his first year as a Pelican, Brandon Ingram emerged as an All-Star and won the Most Improved Player award. He's been producing at this All-Star level ever since, but Zion only played 24 games due to injury. He looked great in those games though. During the 2020 offseason, the Pelicans made another massive trade to further their rebuild. They traded all-defensive point guard Jrue Holiday to Milwaukee in a 4-team deal that landed them Steven Adams, Eric Bledsoe, 2 first-round picks, and 2 first-round pick swaps. The next season, 2020-21, was another mediocre year. They were 31-41. But this time, Zion blossomed into an All-Star and played 61 out of 72 games. The summer of 2021 was another pivotal offseason for the Pels. Remember the 2021 second-round pick from Atlanta? The Pelicans used that pick to draft Herb Jones. Since his debut, Herb has established himself as one of the best wing defenders in all of basketball. That summer, the Pels also participated in a 4-team trade that resulted in them trading away Steven Adams, Eric Bledsoe, a 2022 first-round pick, and number 10 overall pick Zaire Williams in exchange for Jonas Valanciunas, Devonta Graham, and number 17 pick Trey Murphy. The Pelicans knew Valanciunas was a proven center who could make an immediate impact, but Trey Murphy has developed into one of the best shooters in the league. He didn't play much as a rookie, but so far through 7 games, he's averaging 15 and 6 rebounds off 48% three-point shooting with 6 attempts per game. The Pelicans made another move that offseason. Lonzo Ball was a restricted free agent, and instead of retaining him, they signed and traded him away to Chicago for salary filler and 2 second-round picks. Lonzo's production was replaced last year though, when they traded Josh Hart, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, a first-round pick, and 2 second-round picks to Portland for CJ McCollum, Larry Nance Jr., and Tony Snell. McCollum's veteran presence was enough to help the Pels into the playoffs, where they took the Suns to 6 games in the first round, but ultimately lost. Then in the draft, New Orleans selected 6'8" point guard Dyson Daniels with the 8th overall pick via the Lakers, and that's about all New Orleans did last offseason. So that takes us to today, where the Pelicans are currently 4-3, leading the league in scoring per game, and ready to compete for years to come. They also have the right to swap picks with the Lakers, who are currently 2-5. Of course, having a player like Anthony Davis to trade away is going to jumpstart your rebuild, and they were very lucky by landing Zion, but the Pels have done a phenomenal job of preparing their team for the future. The league is clearly moving towards 6'8" to 6'10" wings who can do it all, and they have that in Brandon Ingram, Trey Murphy, and Herb Jones. They also have a superstar in Zion Williamson who just needs to stay healthy, along with a plethora of picks from the AD and Jrue Holiday trades. So that's the Pelicans rebuild through some great trades, hitting on draft picks, and just lottery luck by landing Zion. The Pelicans really have one of the best futures in the NBA. Like always, I'm Lance with Ball Withdrawal. If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, keep an eye out for future videos, and I'll see you then. Thanks.